Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name's Deshaun, and today I'm here to make a video to talk about something that's been bothering me for a little bit now. It's going to be a bit of talking about birds of prey, and also a bit of addressing the Joker dilemma that's coming out now. Joker and Birds of Prey come out. Joker comes out next week. No, Joker comes out this week. It comes out this Friday or Thursday. Thursday night. Joker comes out Thursday night, and Birds of Prey comes out a little next year. And both of these movies have something that is starting to become apparent to me. Now, something that I addressed to Seth before, and Seth has at first thought that I was being a bit paranoid, but now has come around to agree with me. And you know, me and Seth don't agree about everything. And it took a while for me to convince him about this, but there's a bit of hypocrisy going on right now in Hollywood. Well, not in Hollywood, in fandom. In fandom, there's a bit of hypocrisy. First of all, the idea that Marvel is SJW. Because they're bringing, because Jane Foster's coming in to play another version of Thor, because they're doing a Shang-Chi movie, because they sex changed a couple of the Eternal characters, even though no one really cares about the Eternal characters, because they're doing Kamala Khan and She-Hulk. There's so many female-led projects in the Marvel in the pipeline, which, by the way, no one talks about. But by the way, all of these people who call Marvel SJW and call Kevin Feige SJW never mention the 22 to 23 movies that, like, the 20 movies, at least 20 movies that had a white male lead. Now, I don't care about that. I had a blast watching Winter Soldier, Iron Man, Thor Ragnarok, the first Thor, the Avengers. I had a blast watching those movies. There wasn't a black character in sight other than Nick Fury. But it never bothered me because they're still good characters. They're good characters. It's good entertainment. And it never bothered me. But for the people who call Marvel SJW and call what the MCU is pushing SJW, to conveniently not mention the fact that they had that, how can something be SJW if their first 20 movies were led by white male leads and they never made a big deal about it? But I digress, and that's where the hypocrisy. That's just a little bit of the hypocrisy that's going on for the MCU and fandom. Second of all, DC has been doing shit like this for years, and no one cares. The CW has pushed a SJW-ish agenda for a very long time, with their multiple gay characters, the multiple shoving of different things. I mean, you don't really have to look any further than the Batwoman trailer coming out. Batwoman movie coming out. Now, I'll give you this. People got angry about this Batwoman trailer. People got very angry, and they called it SJW. But think about it this way. No one's talking about that anymore. Captain Marvel came out months ago. There hasn't been a sequel announced. Brie Larson is in some massive new movie. She's in a couple movies, but nothing big. And yet, people are still coming after her and still calling Marvel SJW. When Kevin Feige got announced to do Star Wars, mostly, I'd say 90% were happy. Most people were happy. No, you know what? I take it back. I say 80%. 10% weren't because they just hate the MCU and they don't like the way the MCU's done. They never really liked the MCU, so they can care less. So they don't want him to do what he's... So they hate the MCU. And then another 10%... which is the 10% that I'm going to focus on right now, is like, oh great, it's another SJW coming over to screw up something else. And I'm just like, I've made videos talking about this before, but it's just recent events that I've seen of hypocrisy towards Marvel. Like, for instance, everyone says that reviews or critics are biased towards Marvel. At least the fandom believes that. Review critics are biased towards Marvel. What those people won't ever talk about is the fact that Shazam has one of the highest Rotten Tomato scores and is higher rated than and has a higher Rotten Tomato score than Winter Soldier and Batman Begins, and has a higher score than Far From Home and has a higher Rotten Tomato score than Avengers Endgame. But none of those DC fanboys will ever point that out. They won't never bring that up. They'll just go, oh, they're biased. And why I'm talking about this is the Joker movie. Now, the Joker movie is getting positive reviews. The highs are highs and the lows are meh. Like, it's literally either the best comic book movie ever made or it's just okay. And which kind of peters out to a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't see it getting much higher than that. Best case scenario, you're looking at the Joker is going to get to an 83%. But it's clear to me that to all the critics, not all critics think this movie is a masterpiece, and quite a few don't like this movie, The Joker. And I was like, okay, whatever. But it's starting to really paint to me. It's something that happened back when Aquaman came out. This YouTube channel I follow all the time, Double Toasted. Love those guys. Still love those guys. I just love listening to Corey and them just talk about these kind of things. But it happened there where they gave Aquaman a not so positive review. They basically gave it a rental. They almost gave it some old bullshit, which is their ranking score is some old bullshit's the worst thing you can be. And they got bullied into coming back on their channel, making a new video just to soften their stance on how bad Aquaman was. And that's when I started to realize, holy shit, you DC fanboys are so much worse than even the Star Wars. Well, maybe not worse than you DC guys are on the level with the Star Wars fan. Cause people try to attack Marvel, cause you guys actively attack people and force them to change their opinion. Literally, Perry, the Collider, Perry and John Roca, they gave Aquaman not such a positive review. They had so many dislikes before anyone even saw the movie. They just gave their opinions, and they had I couldn't believe it. They had 100 dislikes and 5 likes, and I'm like, you haven't even seen the movie. That's why I say the DC fanboys have gone too far, because now you're attacking people before a movie ever even comes out. But just because you want to just because you have this agenda towards Marvel and you have this mind frame that everyone is biased towards you. And like I said, you guys won't bring up Wonder Woman and how Wonder Woman was completely bulletproof and nearly no one could even criticize the movie. You guys won't bring up Shazam and how much everyone, including myself, had a great time with it. It has one of the highest Rotten Tomato scores for a superhero movie, but you guys don't bring that stuff up. You won't bring up, the fact that the CW has been doing all the same things, worse. If Marvel's SJW, then the CW is the CW is God of SJW, because they've been doing SJW-ish stuff. Now, I don't even got a problem with it, but I'm like, if you're going to come at Marvel for being SJW, then where have you been with the CW? Because none of you guys have spoken out about it. And once again, it's because Marvel is the big dog. It's this thing going on. For instance, if Marvel came out and announced a movie with a mainly female cast, you guys would call them completely SJW. You guys would go on a rave. You guys would lose your shit. But let me get this straight. But DC has a movie coming out called Birds of Prey. Primary female cast. They made Black Mask gay. They race swapped out Black Canary. And I haven't heard a single one of you guys say anything. Haven't seen a word. Please comment below. Have you heard a single thing? Please, one of my followers. Please, one of my people who comment in the comment section. Please comment. Please comment on this one. I'm even give you time to listen to this and comment on this one. Has anyone even said a negative thing about the fact that the DC's doing an all-female movie? They made Black Mask gay, and they race swapped out Black Canary. Now, put this in perspective. I don't care about those things. I don't give a rat's ass. Who cares about Black Mask, really? He's almost a throwaway Batman villain. He's like the Shocker of the Batman villains. He's like, yeah, some people know him. If you know him, you know him. If you don't, you don't. And I've always said that race doesn't matter. If the race doesn't matter to the character, you can change his race all you want to. So I don't care that Black Canary is being played by an African American actress. But my problem comes in is that DC can do those things and get a completely different result than Marvel for some reason right now, because the fandom is so convinced that that people are biased to Marvel, that people want to put DC down. They're so convinced of that no matter what DC does right now, they will attack you if you dislike something they like. They will go out and attack you and force you to either stop talking about it or say something positive. Have you seen what's happened to the people who didn't like Venom? Like, they're so nervous to say bad things about Venom. Like, it's nuts right now. And if you say something good about an MCU thing, you're shill. If you say something good about an MCU thing, you're BS. You're just full of it. Or, oh, of course you said that. Like, earlier today, and this is what kind of prompted me to make this video. Earlier today, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's a reviewer from Collider, had came out with his review of the Joker. And essentially he said, and like this is just minor spoilers for the Joker, I suppose. If you don't want to know anything about this Joker movie, then I would not listen to this bit of the video. Essentially, he basically said that the Joker is all steak, but no sizzle. Like it does all these wonderful things, has a great score, a great performance, and has these things, but in the end, it asks all these questions, it asks a lot of stuff, and then it doesn't mean anything, and it's hollow in the end, and that it's tricking the audience into believing that it's more serious and bigger than it actually is. Now that was just his review. He gave it a C. He didn't think it was a bad movie. He thought it was an okay movie that might be overhyped. And on schedule, the entire comment section was, oh, would you like it if it was Marvel? Oh, you probably would have liked it if it was Marvel. Oh, you probably would have liked it if it was Marvel. Oh, you probably would have liked it if it was Marvel. You know, I mean, you probably would have liked it. I'm like, this man got attacked. He's being attacked as we speak on Twitter. I was like, holy shit. None of you have seen the movie. Not a single one of you has seen this movie. And you're attacking this man because he didn't like it. And that's the landscape we're living in right now. Right now, DC is in this weird area where if you don't like one of their movies, that no matter how bad it is, Suicide Squad was shit. It was shit. But guess what? These DC fanboys will not let you go after that movie. They will say, I bet you would have liked it if it was a Marvel movie. And I like to say, fuck you. I saw Thor the Dark World and I did not like it all that much. I thought it was an okay movie at best. I was like, fuck you, Marvel hasn't made a bad movie as you have. And that's the thing. They can't take that brutal honesty, so they shift the blame. Like right now, a few days ago, I think it was either yesterday or the day before that, they had the premiere of the Joker. I'm going to say yesterday. And they banned all journalists from the event because of the whole Joker push. Joker might be, the Joker might be, what's the phrasing I'm trying to look for here? The Joker might be pushing violence into the world. Like there might be some kid watching Joker who takes the wrong messages from the movie, and that the Joker could accidentally promote violence and violence from sociopaths in the making and violence from people from watching his movie. And that was the fear. And it's become a big, huge topic over these last few weeks. And me personally, I agree. It's not the writers or the movie's fault if someone does something crazy. If someone does something crazy, they did it because they were crazy. It is not on the movie. It is not on the Joker movie to be responsible for that. You have the choice to have your son go or not go to see these movies. It is not up to the movie. To be like some serial killer saying I was inspired by Silence of the fucking Lamb. This is like, okay, like, does that make Silence of the Lamb bad movie? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there have been way crazier movies that have come out than the Joker. And look, if your son does something, he was always going to do something. He was just looking for an excuse. So there, I agree. What I don't agree is, and you know what, maybe it's not even that I don't agree. It's the way it's kind of worded and the way it played out. Because the Joker is banning journalists, all journalists, from its premiere. Which made me go, wait a minute. When Marvel fired Edgar Wright They didn't run away from the questions. All that SJW shit with Captain Marvel coming out, they didn't run away from the questions. If Marvel had a similar situation and they banned all the journalists, how would that have played? How would that have played out on YouTube? Just think about it. All of you, maybe not all of you, not the people who follow me, not the people who agree with me, but the people who disagree with me would have been saying, oh, the MCU is running. Marvel's running, Disney's running from questions, Evil Empire Disney's running from questions. But DC does that, and it's, oh, they're standing up for they're sticking it to the man. It's a insane thing. Like I said, I don't know what happened with DC. I don't know if all of you people just got tired of it getting kicked, and now you're just angry. You're like, I don't even care how bad it is. I don't care that my brother can't fight. I don't care that this thing isn't working. You're not going to tell me it's not working. I don't know where this anger came from to just attack anyone who doesn't like these properties, because that's not what Marvel fans do. I don't care what anyone says. That's not how MCU fans are. MCU fans will tell you, the true MCU fans will tell you that you're wrong, but they want to attack you. Because at the end of the day, the MCU's going to be alright. They're going to be successful. We're not going anywhere. But the DC fans, they feel wounded. They act like the way that the DC film fans act are like, I don't know, like a wounded animal that's cornered and they're just scratching out at anyone. They don't care, man. They will just come after you. And that's what pisses me off right now. And that's why I made this video. There is this huge hypocrisy going on with DC fans. They won't admit, they will be the first to tell you that people are being biased, but they won't tell you that they won't bring up Aquaman or Wonder Woman or how people felt about those movies or how both of those movies are considered some of the best superhero movies of all time. I disagree, but they are. They won't tell you. They'll be the first to tell you that the MCU is being SJW, yet they will never bring up the fact that there's been 20 MCU movies with white male leads, maybe 25 if you include the television shows. So, like, they like I said, they'll be the first not to tell you these things. They'll be the first to call MCU SJW and not bring up what the CW's been doing for decades. They'll be the first to say the MCU's SJW and not bring up that the Birds of Prey movie is a mainly female cast with a gay black mask and a race swapped out Black Canary, and they won't bring that up at all. And that's the thing. They'll be the first to tell you that, you know, but like they'll celebrate the fact that the Joker movie is pushing away people. They'll be the first to tell you that someone's biased, and they'll just attack people. That's the thing. DCEU fanboys are attacking people. So thank you for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. It was just something that was on my mind, something I had to get off my chest, something that has been bothering me for a while. Is this hypocrisy in the DCEU fan base? It's ridiculous. It's absurd. It's really pushing a narrative. Like the whole Captain Marvel thing, how no one will fucking get over that. Like there's articles coming out that Marvel's lost faith in Captain Marvel, and I was like, why would they? And literally, like, they're just like they won't quit on that. They won't quit on that. Why aren't you guys talking about Batwoman? What happened to that? The CW has a new all-female show coming out. Why aren't you guys talking about that? Because you guys don't really give a fuck about any SJWs things. You guys don't really give a fuck about attacking social warriors. You guys aren't real antisocial. You guys aren't real antisocial warriors. You guys are butthurt DC fans looking for any fucking excuse to attack Marvel, to attack what they're doing, to belittle them, to downgrade them. Because you in your heart still feel burnt that people didn't support the DCEU, and you still mad about it, and you're never gonna let it go, so you're gonna grab whatever fucking thing you can grab and hold on to it and hold it against Marvel and attack whoever you need to attack to get your opinion across. Because liking Marvel isn't cool now, apparently. Liking good movies isn't cool now, apparently, just because they're not being made by DC. So that's what I have to say. Fuck you guys. Get over it. You can keep making as many articles you want about Captain Marvel, people losing faith in Captain Marvel. You can keep making as many articles about Marvel getting woke, gone broke. You can keep making as many articles you want about how Shang-Chi's gonna fail in China, about how Thor's gonna fail because Jane Foster's in it. You can keep making all those goddamn articles you want, but the MCU machine ain't stopping, and you're gonna have to one day face up that maybe the Joker isn't a masterpiece. I haven't seen it yet. I think it's gonna be good. Maybe Birds of Prey is gonna be a piece of crap. I personally think it might end up being, because it looks too much like Suicide Squad to me. I don't know why it's even called Birds of Prey. It might as well be called Harley Quinn and the other chicks. So, thank you for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show one last time. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. What do you think about this topic I just dropped? Please comment below. Comment below. Do you think there is this big hypocrisy going on? Because I personally do. It's some nuts hypocrisy shit going on. Thank you guys, and have a good day.